Then now that
That's like Novak, right? Like Shia Novak.
No, but it's much worse than Novak because this is a legit shed. Shia Novak at least fixed up his his garage. Okay.
Let's Yaakov,
yes.
if you say the controversial stuff that you don't actually say, you have to tell us what the controversial stuff that you do actually say is.
I only save that for Phoenix.
Yeah, Icky, thanks for sending that video. The first 10 minutes is Fiacco praising you. No wonder you posted it.
I'll cut that off for the next one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Ready? So just yesterday, the Chaz. Now it's all Agadata for today and tomorrow. It's all Agadata. Some interesting Agadata. Some of it is quite dry, but we'll try and get through it. So yesterday we discussed the definition of how the different tails are tied up for the male, the female. How do we paskin up with tying up the udders, which we said it's a marasayan issue, right? That was the yeshaya that went on through yesterday, was that everything was marasayan. And then the Mishnah says what animals you can't go out with and how to properly tie up animals and walk them so it shouldn't be shotness. What it means to tie up the hands and the feet. Camels can't be let single file because it looks like you're going to sell them. And then, like we said, with the shotness, and then in rope, when you're walking a dog or an animal, you cannot have the rope hanging out of your hand. And this is where we paskin, hanging out of your hand more than, really it's 2 tefachim, but Shmuel said 1 tefach, just so that when everybody doesn't listen to the law properly, at least they'll have it within 2 tefachim, right? And then the rope in between your hand and the animal should not, meaning the part that sags in between your hand and the animal, should not sag lower than the tefach from the ground, because then it looks like you're holding the rope yourself. Then we had the next Mishnah where the different animals can't go out with, and then the Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah's cow, which we're going to be learning right now, right? The famous story that Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah, his cow went out with like something in a string in between its horns, and the Chacham were not happy with it. Right, so we said the reasons why animals can't go out, and sheep go out with pieces of wood in their noses to get the worms to drop out of it. Fine, and then we're up to Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah. Okay, so ready? On Nud Dal and Beis, around 3 wide lines down. Parasish Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah. Yeah, so we have we have it. We're all there. Yeah, so Parasish Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah. So, B'chad para havile. It's a question. Was it 1 para? Tracer alfe egle have a meiser Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah me'edre kol shata v'shata. Now that's a pretty wealthy guy, because Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah gave 12,000 calves as meiser every year. Okay, that's a big farming situation, right? 12,000 as meiser. That means how many did he have? 120, right? 120,000, right? It's 10%. So he had 120,000 cows a year. So how could it be that the Mishnah is saying parasoi Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah, right? His para. Okay. So Tana loisha loy haisa. So we learned that it wasn't his cow. Ella shel shchenasa shel shchensa haisa. It was his neighbor's cow. And because he didn't tell the neighbor that they're doing something wrong by putting a string on the cow's horns on Shabbos, right? Because it's carrying. If you let the cow go out with a string on its head, it's going to be carrying on Shabbos. So since it was his neighbor's and he didn't tell his neighbor what to do to stop, therefore it's as if he did it, right? Now all the Kanoim take this Gemara and run with it. Okay, because that means that we look at it as if he did it, meaning what are we learning out from there? And we'll see as the Gemara discusses this further. We learn out from there that if you see somebody doing something wrong and you don't tell them anything about it, it's as if you did it, right? That's what we learn out.
Don't you have to be a Rebbe Elazar ben Azariah first?
Doesn't say that.
What do you mean? It's talking about him.
I know, but it doesn't.
Talking about, wasn't he like one of the heads or something?
So what? He was, but so what?
The time says only if he's going to listen.
Oh, so we're going to get to that Gemara now. Yeah, good, very good. So Rav, what? If he's quiet?
Yeah, he's quiet.
Yeah. Right. So Rav, Rabbi Chanina, Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Chaviva. Those are four 4 Amiroim. Rav, Reb Chanina, Reb Yochanan, Reb Chaviva Masnu. And then some Masnu B'Kuli to say the Mayid, in the whole Mayid, some say Kol Ki Azuga Chilufe. And whenever it says this pair of Amiroim, they swap out Reb Yochanan or Mael Reb Yonason. They swap out Reb Yochanan, and they say it was really Reb Yonason. And they say, Kol Mi She'efshel Limchos L'Anshe Beisai. V'loi Micha, if you can complain to the people of your house and tell them that they're doing something wrong, V'loi Micha, and you don't complain, meaning you don't tell them they're doing something wrong, Nitfas Al Anshe Beisai, then you will be grabbed on the people of your house, and it's as if you're going to be punished for not telling them. If what?
Looks like there's an important word there. Kol she'efshir limchos.
Very good. We're
Doesn't say
kol
she'loi maka. Yeah.
Okay, good. We'll get to it. Nitfas al anshe iroi. Right? If you're making the people of your city are doing something wrong, then and you don't do something about it, then you're going to get the blame. If it's the whole world, then the whole world. Now, the Rashi actually says interesting here. He says, "What do you mean b'chalal? Who has the ability to go make a macha, to make a complaint against the whole world?" So Rashi says, "B'chal Yisrael k'goyin melech v'nosi she'efshaloi limchos she'yirein miponim u'mekayim dvarav." Either the king or the nasi. But really, me, or any little Tom, Dick, and Harry can get up and scream and yell. Nobody's going to pay any attention to you, even if you can take out an ad in the paper. Who's going to listen? Right, so that really is not so much. It's got to be under your jurisdiction, right? So Amar Papa Vahani debate Reish Galusa Nitvasu Kulei Alma, and the people of the Reish Galusa, right? That was the head of the Galus. If they don't tell people when they're doing something wrong, then they're going to get punished for the whole world. Kihad Amar Rav Chanina Ma'itisiv Hashem b'Mishpat Yavai and Ziknei Amai v'Sarav, right? With the rulers Imsarim Chatu, right? So if the rulers do a chetz, Canaan my Chatu, who says that the Zikanim did? Right? Ella ema al zakanim shalei michu b'sarim, meaning the zakanim are going to get punished because they never told the people, the officers that are under them, that they made a mistake. Okay.
Every person has an achrayus, no?
Every person has.
I understand what Gershi said about the efshir part is a key word, but
correct.
What was his name? All for the boss.
Rabbi
Yaakov Yosef Herman.
Yeah,
right. No,
he walks into a chasana hall and he starts screaming about mixed dancing. So
right.
like everybody laughed at him, but the Lamaisa is if you're a balachrai, you're a balachrai. You have to go out and do that. There are plenty of meshuganas that don't have the clout to do that. But are we saying that because exactly what the Gemara is saying, the word efshir, that we should support ourselves?
Yeah, well, let's see.
Rashi doesn't say that though. Rashi doesn't say that. Rashi says Shirayin.
Yeah, we got to see.
If you're not Urayan, it doesn't matter.
The Gemara brings it up a shtickle, so we'll see. And then there's a Taisus. It's very important. Let's see. Rabbi Yehuda Ava Yosef Kamei de Shmuel. Rabbi Yehuda was sitting in front of Shmuel. Asay Ahi Itza Katzavcha Kamei, and a lady came and was yelling in front of him. V'loy have mashkach and he didn't pay any attention to her. Yeah. Amralei loy savar leimar item azna mezakas dal gamhu yikra v'loy yana. If somebody who item azna closes his ears, zakas means a poor person. Zakas means the call, dal of a poor person. Gamhu yikra v'loy yana. He'll also have to call out and he won't be answered, right? So why are you ignoring this lady? Amalei shinana, smart one, yeah. Reishach bekriri, your head, your roish is in cold water, meaning he's fine. Reisha de reishach bechamimi, but the head of the head, meaning the one that's the head Rosh Hashanah, I guess Rosh Hashiva for whatever it is, meaning your Magid is not the issue here. Because he's not the most important one here. He has a boss on top of him. It's his job to pay attention to this lady, right? That's what he told him. So Hayasim Mar Ukva Av Bezdin, and Mar Ukva is sitting there, and he's the Av Bezdin, yeah. Tichsiv, because it says based David Koyamar Hashem Dino Labayker Mishpat Vatzilu Gazel Miyad Aishek, right? And Pen Tetze is a long pasuk. Pen Tetze Kaish Chamasi Uvara Bein Mechaba Mipnei Royam Alaleim. Right. So it says that by base David that this is what Hashem is saying. In the morning, do the judgment, and save the stolen stuff from the person that stole it. Right. Because if you don't, then Hashem's going to get angry and the fire is going to go out and it's going to burn everybody. right? So you see that the people that are in charge of the mishpat have to take care of what's going wrong, and it's their responsibility. Okay, fine. So Amalei Rav Zera Rav Simon lechinu mar lahani devei reish galusa. So he said to Rav Simon, why don't you go give musar to the people of the reish galusa who are not straining everybody out? Amalei loy mekabli minoi. Oh, this is very important. He said the reason why I'm not making a macha and I'm not making a complaint is because they're not going to be makabelit from me. Even though they're not going to be makabel, why don't you give musar anyways? Give it anyways. Who says you shouldn't give it? They would never did anything come out from Hashem's mouth that was going to be good, and he changed his mind except for on this subject. Okay, which we'll get to in a minute because that takes up the rest of the Amud, this story. But the bottom line is, he said, even so, you should still give him musar. Okay, so now look at the Taisus. Meaning, so the Gemara is coming out that even if they're not going to accept it, you still have to give them the musar. That's the pasha, the reading of the Gemara is, even if they're not going to listen, then you still give them the musar. So Taisus says, Hainu heicha de safik imekable kedamar b'samach lifnei migolui, right? As we're going to say, b'samach, was it golui, meaning did they know about it or not? Aval heicha de vaday lo imekable hanach lehem. But if they're for sure not going to listen to you, then better leave them alone, because mutar sheyushaygin v'ayu mezidin. Better that they should do it b'shaygig and not do it up b'mezid. Kedamar maybe kadiyai, fine, right? So this. Meaning, if you're going to tell them, if you know that they're not going to listen to you, so then rather that they should be doing it by mistake, don't tell them they're doing something wrong. Because if you're going to tell them they're doing something wrong and then they're going to do it anyways, now they're doing it on purpose. And now their punishment is much greater. So better for them to do it by mistake, meaning, and don't say anything to them, right, than to tell them and then they do it on purpose. Okay, so that's a famous Taisus. Okay, so the only
about the rights also.
Oh, very good. That was that's the next step. But anyways, so again, what Tais is saying is, if you're not sure that they're going to listen, then you for sure have to say, right? That you for sure have to say, even if you think they won't. But if you're not sure, you're mechuyev to tell them that they're doing something wrong, right? Now the Shulchan Aruch in Hilchos Yom Kippur says that this all applies only to mitzvahs that are not beferish in the Torah. But if it's a mitzvah that's beferish in the Torah, then you have to make a macha, even if they're not going to listen to you. Okay? Now, I think most mitzvahs, are not beferish in the Torah. Meaning, that's what I don't understand. Like, if a person's driving on Shabbos, so they say, where does it say in the Torah, I'm not allowed to drive on Shabbos? Right? Now, they don't realize that in the Torah it says you're not allowed to make a fire, and driving a car is creating fire, etc., etc. So I don't know, I don't understand what exactly the parameters are of what's considered beferish in the Torah, what's not beferish in the Torah, right? So I don't know exactly how you define that, but that's clearly what the rule is that if it's something beferish, then you're mechuyev to tell them. But if it's not beferish, then if you think that they're not going to listen to you, then don't say it. There's a lot of Mishnah Berurahs, there's a lot of diyukim that the Bir Halacha in Hilchos Yom Kippur makes diyukim from this Taisus. And it's okay, but that's basically.
There's all a place in the Gemara. I'm sorry.
What?
There's all a place in the Gemara. It says that if Klai Yisrael won't be able to be oimid on this, so you shouldn't make a psak like that.
Yeah, but that we exerted the Rabbanans, where the Rabbanan did take back gezeras. They did. They took back some gezeras that Klai Yisrael. We had it with the bathhouse. Remember? Right. We asked the bathhouse, then they took it back. Those are gzeirah derabbanans. That the chacham have the rights to take back gezeiras.
Have gzeirah derabbanans the rights?
Right. No, so gzeirah derabbanan they could.
I know.
What did somebody want to say?
I know it's a long shot, but it came into my mind. So forgive me if it's not nogea to this, but the whole concept that you said, driving on Shabbos and things like that. Is that why there are some poskim who hold that you can, if you have like a non-frum person that asks if they can come for Shabbos or whatever, come for a meal, that they can come? Like they'll drive here, they're going to drive and all that stuff.
No, that's not the rationale for those. Is I don't know if that's what you're getting at. The rationale that they say, which is pretty much nobody, I mean, it's a Havamina by Reb Shlomo Zalman, but I mean, it's not a Havamina. He passes it, but they say he changed his mind. But that they're driving anyways. They're driving around anyways. If anything, they'll drive less if they come to you because they'll spend 3 hours by a Shabbos Suda instead of driving around town.
What a minute, if you offer them to sleep.
If you offer them to sleep, but that's talking about where you
I
have,
once
they have
called
to
him
be.
Reb David Cohen on this show.
Right, so Reb David Cohen is maker with this, but most places can disagree with him on it. Most places
Really?
can say it doesn't work, and also it's only if it's going to be negeya to them actually becoming from or not. Okay.
It's Kiruv, it's Nagaya Kiruv.
The Kiruv, yeah, that would be the only tzad, and only like once or twice. But if the person came once or twice and then doesn't keep Shabbos anymore, then that's pretty much it. And you can't keep having them. Yeah, okay, whatever. That's a different sugi, a different time. Okay, anyway, so that's the point. Bottom line is, you see somebody doing something wrong, you do have to make a complaint against them. But then there's different ways of doing it. The Shulchan Aruch goes through that you shouldn't do it in public. Try and do it in private, because if you do it in public, they get embarrassed, and etc. etc. Okay, look at Hilchos Yom Kippur if you really want to see this whole sugya. Anyway, so
the Chavetz Chaim, the Chavetz Chaim of Hilchos Lashon Hara and the on the bottom says the same like Shulchan Aruch, that when it's mefurish in the Torah, then he says, and then about the Hilchos Shabbos, you're mechuyev to be meichan. It's a davar that's mefurish in the Torah.
I know, but what? How do you? But it's mefurish in the Torah, but not that version of the Hilchos Shabbos. That's what I'm saying.
No Hilchos Shabbos is mefurish.
I know that's exactly my. I don't know what that means. I don't know what.
But he's saying lahedja. If you see a guy being mechal Shabbos, you're mechuyev to be meichan. Whether
out what?
Royal, what's the Chil Shabbos? Yeah, if you see
well, then what's he talking about then?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure. If it's out because of the deraisa of Shabbos, he says he doesn't. If you be mechal between deraisa and the Rabban, I understand, but he's not. He's saying stuff that's beferish in the Torah as opposed to diyukim or whatever, right? So there has to be something that means. What does that mean exactly?
No, his lashon it says like kahara. What do you call besara? Kahara tlim besara.
Right. He doesn't use that lashon in Mishnah Brura or the Bir Halacha.
I think he
uses
it
in Yom Kippur.
Okay, but he's using it in Hilchos Lashon Hara.
I hear, so I don't know. It's interesting that he didn't use that lashon in the Mishnah Brura. Okay. Yeah, so now let's continue back with this story. So basically, this is the one area where Hashem took back something that he did something. He wanted to do something good, and then he changed his mind based on what the Malachim told him. Again, I hope you see it. It's around 10, 12 lines down now. Never did Hashem let out a midah taiva and then take it back and change it to bad, except for this. The hitvis tov al nitzchos hanoshim hananochim b'hananokim al kol ha'te'eves haneses b'soicha. Go around, right? He told the malach to go around, yeah, and mark anybody who's good, right? Anybody who's hananochim hananokim al kol ha'te'eves haneses b'soicha. That people that are complaining about all the bad things that are going on in Yerushalayim, mark their heads with a tuff, okay? And the Rashi says that means obviously people that are nenachim, I mean they're sighing and they're complaining about, not complaining but like kvetching, whatever it is, that because they're tzaddikim, so their heads should be marked. What it means is Hashem told Malach Gavriel, to go and mark on their heads with a black ink, so that when the malachim that come to destroy Yerushalayim won't have any power over them. I mean, the same thing like in Mitzrayim, where they said, put the blood on the doorway so that the Malach HaMavis knows how to jump over it. And on the foreheads of the Rishayim, put some blood on it, the letter Tav, from Dam, so that the Malachi Chavala should know to take them. Yeah. So Amra Midas Adin Lefnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but then Midas Adin said in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, why are these different than these? Amra Lo Halal Tzadikim Gemurim, Halal Rishayim Gemurim. So Hashem said to the Midas Adin. What do you mean? These guys are tzaddikim and these guys are Rishayim. Amr lefana Rabban Shalom. So Midas Adin told back to the Rabban Shalom, the tzaddikim should have made a macha to try and get the bad people to improve, and they didn't do it.
By the way, notice that Midas Adin is a female.
Yes. I was wanting to see if anybody yeah. That's right. You don't start up with a female when she wants to whatever. Yeah. Amar Allah, Goli v'yadua l'fanai shem michu behem like yikablu mehem. So Hashem said, but I know that even if they're going to complain, these Rishayim are not going to listen anyways. So I'm the fun of if you knew that, did these people know that? They didn't know that they're not going to listen. So they should take the brunt of the punishment also because they didn't make a macha. I know to siv. Zaken bachur besula taf enoshim tahargu lemashkis v'kol ish asher alav atov al tikshu mikdashe techela. Right, and so therefore the pasuk ended up saying that on women, children, right, children, young girls, bachrim, right, but don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. The guy that has a tuff on his head, right? But then he says, but you should begin from my holy ones. Right? So what happened there? And then they began with the people, meaning the Malachi Chavala, the ones that are coming to destroy and kill, started with the people that were in front of the bias. Tani Rabbi Yosef, al tikri mikdashai, ela mikhu dashai. Don't read it mikdashai, which means the mikdash, but read it as those that were holy. And they're the people that were carrying the whole Torah from Aleph to Tav. Okay? Umiyad, and then it continues. Umiyad. I think this Amud has to have the record for the longest psukim in Nach in the Gemara. Right? Right? 6 people came through the Shara Elyon, the upper gate that's towards the north. The ish kli mafatzei beyadoi, and each one had his kli to destroy in his hand. Ish echad b'saycham lavush badim, and there was one person dressed with linen, b'kesses a-seifer, and there was a kesses a-seifer is the, what do you call it? The thing that the cipher writes with, the pen. Right? The masnav, and in his belt. And they came and they stood next to the Mizbeach HaNechoshes. So Gemara says, Mizbeach HaNechoshes, mi hava, was the Mizbeach HaNechoshes there? Right, this is in the days of Yecheskel. There was no longer a Mizbeach HaNechoshes. So Gemara says, Amalu HaKadosh Baruch Hu, haschilu mimakim sha'arim shiru lefanei. No, I want you to start. It didn't mean to start from the Mizbeach HaNechoshes, start from the place where the Mizbeach HaNechoshes is. And that's where they used to sing, shiru when they brought karbonos. So therefore, he said, start from there. Yeah, Uman Ninu Shisha Nashim, who were the 6 people? Not people, Malachim. Rav Chisda Ketzef Af V'chemu Mashchis U'Meshaber U'Mechala. Right, that's Ketzef is anger. Af is a different type of anger. Chema is also like a heated anger. Mashchis is somebody who destroys. Meshaber is one who breaks. U'Mechala and one who totally, what's it called? Destroys. Yeah. So basically, so what happened here was that Hashem was ready to save the tzaddikim, and then the Midas Hadin convinced him that the tzaddikim should have made a complaint, and they didn't, and therefore, and Hashem said to them, well, they didn't complain because I know that the complaint wouldn't have helped. So Midas Hadin told them back, but they didn't know that the complaint wouldn't help, and so since they didn't complain, they got punished also. So it's a really scary Gemara, and this is where the Kanoim get their, whenever Kanoim are busy yelling about people, this is where they get it from, because they're afraid that they're going to get destroyed because other people are making mistakes, right? So yeah, okay, but either way, you have to really know when you're doing it for the proper reasons. Okay, well, Maishna Tov. So how come they said that they should put a big deal?
Just make Reb Chaim Kanievsky crazy and write a letter from him.
Well, that's what they do. That's what they do. Yeah. Yeah, Umayshna Tov, and why put a letter Tov? Amarav Tov Tichye Tov Thomas, because the word Tov stands for you should live and you should die. Shmuel Amar Thomas Chus Avos, and Shmuel says that the Tov stands for there's no longer any Chus Avos, right? Rabbi Yochanan Amar Tochen Schus Avos, a similar thing that he says that it's you should have a chaynin, like chaynin from chaynin adas should have the Avos. But Shlokish Amar Tov Seif Chesama Shekadosh Baruch Hu. Tov is the end of Hashem's name, right? Tomer Rav Chanina Chesama Shekadosh Baruch Hu Emes. The seal, the chesam of Hakadosh Baruch Hu is Emes. A very interesting Rashi here. Rashi says, who's the Rashi? Right, Rashi right a little more than halfway down. And Tzayis la'isiyos v'rishon v'achron Hashem ani rishon v'ani achron v'ani hu. Right, that's what Emes stands for. Is the beginning, and Tov is the end. Right, v'rishon v'achron Hashem ani rishon v'ani achron v'ani hu. I'm the beginning, I'm the end, and I am it. Meaning there's nothing other than me. That's what Emes stands for. Right.
So Yaakov, didn't Shmuel, according to Shmuel, didn't they write the Tov on the Tzaddikim also? So it's interesting. According to Shmuel, there's no positive.
No, but then no, right? No, he did. No, one was in black, one was in red. On the Tzaddikim, but it didn't help because Hashem changed. That was before Hashem changed his mind.
Oh, you're saying this is after? But no, Rashi says for the Rishayim. Tov is the Rishayim.
No, the red Tov is for the Rishayim. The black Tov was for the what do you call?
Interesting. You're saying this is after the fact that Hashem's.
Yeah. Fine. Okay. And I lost the place in the Gemara. Samar of Shmuel bar Nachmani, Elu b'nei Adam shekaimu was the Torah kula me'elef hatov. Right. It's people that were mekayim the whole Torah. They got destroyed, and they mekayim the Torah from Aleph to Tov. Me'emes Thomas Chus Avos. Okay. So when was Chus Avos over? Amar Rab Mimois Yeshaya ben Be'eri. That was from the days of Hashem ben Be'eri. Yeah. Shenemar Agala es Navlusa le'ene me'aver ve'ishla yetzelena me'yadi. I'm going to uncover the navala, the disgusting things in the eyes of the people that she loves, and there's going to be nobody saved. Nobody's going to be able to save them from my hand. Okay, so then what about Schus Avos? Obviously, Schus Avos is over. Shmuel Amri Mei Chazal. They were from the days of Chazal. Shenever Chazal Melech Haram Lochatz Es Yisrael Kol Yimei Yoyachas. He gave lachatz. He pressured Klal Yisrael all the days of Yoyachas. Uksiv Yochanan Hashem Oisam V'Yirachamim V'Yifan Aleim Laman Brises Es Avram Yitzchak V'Yaakov V'Loi Aba Shchisam V'Loi Shlicham Me'Alpanav Ad Ata. Right, and he says, and Hashem was good to them. Right, and had Rachmanis V'Rachamim, and he turned to them because of Avram Yitzchak and Yaakov. Right. And then it says, and then meaning up until then, and then it says Ad Ata, but until now, that's when Hashem looked to the schus of Avram Yitzchak Yaakov, but meaning till then, and after that it was over. Rabbi Shua ben Levi Amar Bimeil, it was from the days of Eliyahu. Shenever Vayiba Alois HaMincha Vayigash Eliyahu Hanavi Vayomer Hashem Elokei Avram Yitzchak V'Yisrael Hayom Yivada Ki Ata Elokim B'Yisrael V'Ani Avdecha V'Dvarcha Asisi Yiskal Dvarim Ha'ela. Right. So it says it came in the afternoon, right? But Alois HaMincha, when it came time to bring the Korban Mincha. And Eliyahu came close, right? And he said that I am Hashem your God, and et cetera, et cetera. But that was it, right? Again, it says a lashon of until. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't say any until now. No, because he says Hayom, right? It says in the pasuk Hayom Yivada. Today you're gonna know. But after that, Rashi says Hayom Yivada. Today you're gonna know that Hashem has. You have schus avos, but that's it. After today, it's over. Right? It's from the days of Chizkiyahu. Shenemar Lamarva HaMisra L'Shalom Ein Kates. Right? For those that they're including the ruling kingdom. L'Shalom Ein Kates Al Kisei Davar V'Mamlachti L'Hachin Oiso L'Sada V'Mishpat V'Tzedakah Me'at V'Adolam Kinas Hashem Tzvakos Taseh Zois. Right? So the end of the pasuk is that the kin of Hashem Tzvakos is doing all this. Right?
Well, Shadar just asked me if we can commission somebody to at least come up with a song.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We got
Oh, that was the song.
What?
Hayom Yivada, it's a song.
Is it?
Yeah.
From this pasuk, or just it happens to be a song that has the word Hayom
Yivada? It's a Mending Walt song.
From this pasuk?
Yeah.
Yisrael,
right,
please sing for us, Yisrael.
What?
Your mother wants you to sing for us. Come.
Get out your guitar and start playing.
It's a fast song. Hayom Yivada. You know, Aneni Hashem
Okay,
Aneni.
we got the. Now I remember that song. Taka, that's pretty good that you figured that out. But does he know? Does he realize what that pasuk is referring to?
I never asked him. His son is in my class.
Okay. Anyways, okay, so weiter. Yeah. Now we start with heavy duty. Was Simon here? Simon, you there? Now we're talking some heavy duty hashkafa here. All right.
Hashem.
Yes. So Amar of Ami Ein Misa B'Loi Chet. There's no such thing as death unless you do something wrong. Meaning the only reason why you die is if you did something wrong. Ve'ein Yisurim B'Loi Oven, and there's no pain without an oven. Now all these Gemaras have kashas from the Gemaras and Brachas, if the Olam remembers. You're muted, Peretz. You muted yourself.
Hey, I'm a self-Nazi. Yeah, I was about to ask, didn't we just have this in the Gemaras, no?
Yes, and the Gemaras and Brachas seem to be steerers. So just listen, we got to just take this Gemara the way it says it. But at least it's going to be a Machlokes anyways. And truth is, we slug up this opinion, so it's really not such a kasha. Amar of Ami again, Ein Misa B'Loi Chet, person doesn't die without doing a chet, Ve'ein Yisurim B'Loi Oven, and there's no pain unless you did something wrong. Ein Misa B'Loi Chet, there's no death without doing a chet. Nefesh HaChetas Hitamus, right? That says a nefesh that does a chet will die, right? Nefesh HaChetas Hitamus, and then we have to continue the pasuk. Bein lo yisa b'avayna av, av lo yisa b'avayna ben. A son will not die. Well, it doesn't say die, but a son will not carry the einish for his father's chatoim, and a father won't do it for the son, right? The righteousness, I guess, of a tzaddik will be on him. The rishus harasha alavtiyah, and the rush and the rushes, meaning everybody gets based on their own doing good or doing bad, not based on their kids and the kids on the parents. Yeah, and yisurim b'loi oven, and that's
why do we say Basha Batrani?
What? Yeah.
No,
but this will be after. This
The pasuk also said for 3 or 4 generations you'll be punished, right?
What? Yes, so it's a kasha. Yes, 100%.
Why do my kids look so relieved?
See, but that's not really that 3-4 generations. Moshe, it was kedai to come on to the daf tonight, huh? Right. So the 3-4 generations there means from what I remember, means that if the kids do the chatoim that the parents did, then there's extra punishment because they haven't improved on the situation. Yeah. So okay. Then the next thing is ein yisurim b'loi oven. There's no pain without doing an aveira, right? And I'm gonna count you literally with peshevet, with a shevet is a stick, and with the things that they do wrong, with the nega is what we're going through now. A nega, it's right. Nega tzaras was last week, but now this is a nega corona, right? Avoinam is their aveira. So because of their aveiras, it's saying the psukim saying that because of their aveiras, they're going to have a plague. So meisvei, but we have a kasha on this. Amru malach yeshaya b'nei Kadosh Baruch Hu. The malach yeshaya said in front of Kadosh Baruch Hu, "Nibarish shalom b'nei ma knasta misa adam harishon." Why did you give a knasa of death unto Adam Harishon? I gave him this easy mitzvah to do, and he couldn't even keep it. Right? So therefore that was the punishment, and there was death. But yeah, Moshe and Aaron who kept the entire Torah and they died. There was one thing, right? How do you type Shemikra? Yeah, it was one thing. That was one thing that happened. L'tzadik u'lerasha l'toiv, right? And therefore, so what do we say with that? First of all, what's the kasha from this, right? So you see that one small thing, right? Meaning Hashem answered that they did something wrong, correct? They did one thing wrong, right? Yeah, so it's mashma that there is death without, there is possibility of death without doing anything, any averas. So when answers, who the Amar ki atana de Tanya, Rav Shimon Elazar, af Moshe v'Aaron b'chetom mesu. Even Moshe and Aaron died with a chet. Shenemar yan lo yamantim bi ki yamantim bi adayin lo yigiyas man chalipatim in olam. I'm saying ho yamantim bi adayin lo yigiyas man chalipatim in olam. Meaning they did do something wrong by the, what do you call it? What was the name of it? By the water. What? By the rock. What was the name of it again? But where was it?
Rava.
No, not Mehemah. No, it was something else.
Mara.
No, it wasn't by Mara.
Mara. That's because it was bitter water.
It was by the cellar when Miriam died.
Yeah, but I thought there was like a name. Okay. Anyways, no, I'm sorry. So I messed it up. So the pasuk before that, Mikra means just it happens that Tzadikim and Rishonim died. That was the first pasuk. I mixed it up with this pasuk, right? So then you see from the previous brisa that sometimes Rishonim do die even if they don't do punishment. I mean, Tzadikim die even if they don't do punishment. So we say no. He holds like Rav Shimon Elazar that held that Moshe and Aaron did do something wrong when they didn't have enough betachin and Hashem and they hit the rock instead of talking to it. So Meisvei, do we ask a kasha on this? Arba Meisu be'ityu shel nachash. 4 people died with the bite of the snake, which just means that they died without ever doing anything wrong. Elohim Binyamin ben Yaakov, Binyamin from the Shevet Binyamin, Amram Avi Moshe, Avram Moshe's father, yeshaya Avi David, Yeshai David's father, Kila ben David, and Kila the son of David, Kulu Gamra, and these are all of them are just learned out, meaning it's like a tradition. Levar me yeshaya Avi David, except for yeshaya Avi David the mefarish beikra, because there it says it beferish in the pasuk, right? Where does it say beferish in the pasuk? Tichsiv es Amasa some Avshalom tachas Yoav, right? So Amasa was appointed under Avshalom tachas Yoav, under Yoav, Sarat Tzava, the Tsar of the army, Amasa ben Ish. Ushma Yisra HaYisraeli Shabbat Al Abigail Bas Nachash Achos Truya Aim Yoav. So there's a whole yichus over here, but the bottom line is in the middle of the pasuk there it says El Abigail Bas Nachash. Yechi Bas Nachash was she the daughter of a snake? Alay Bas Yishai, she was Abigail, the daughter of Yishai. Dechsiv Achi Yasem Truya of Abigail, and the sister was Truya and Abigail. Ela Bas Mi Shemes Be'etish Nachash. She's the daughter of somebody who died from a snake bite, right? And that was Yishai. Yeah, so it was Meriva Israel. Is that what they called that?
The Torah at the end says Hema Meriva at the end of the whole episode.
I thought that was when Klal Yisrael complained a different time about the water. No,
exactly.
Whatever, it doesn't make a difference. Yeah. So anyway, okay, so money.
Israel got up to get food, Yaakov, not a chumash.
Yeah. Anyway, so those are the 4 people that died without ever doing anything wrong. So money, Elema. So who's the Tana of this? Who says this? That there's 4 people that died without ever doing anything wrong, right? Elema Tana de Malachi Ashares. If it's the Tana of Malachi Ashares, Va'ika Moshe v'Aaron. There's Moshe and Aaron. Elolah Rav Shimon ben Elazari. It must be Rav Shimon ben Elazar. V'shmamina yesh misa b'loy chet. V'yesh yisurim b'loy oven. There must be that we hold that there is such a thing as dying without doing something wrong, and there is such a thing as having pains without doing anything wrong. The tiyufta the Ravami tiyufta, and it's a kash on Ravami, and we shlog up Ravami. So therefore, yes. And this now it all works with the Gemara and Brachos, because the Gemara and Brachos clearly says that you could have Yisurin and you're not deserving of any of it, and that so with tiyufta the Ravami, so we shlog up Ravami. Okay.
What's the point of this whole tiyufta business? To give us hope? We're supposed to get hope from Moshe and Aaron?
I hear. What?
Why did they slug it up? What difference does it make to any of us?
You mean, why is the Gemara what's it, Negeya?
Yeah. Like, I don't have a chet. If I didn't have a chet, I could complain about Yisurim. But now I can't complain about Yisurim.
I hear. Because I thought you may be asking something else. Doesn't the pasuk say that there's no such thing as anybody that doesn't do a chet?
That too.
Right? That's a pasuk. Right? But so everybody does a chet, so who cares, right? That's what you say. Lamaisa, everybody does a chet. True. Yeah. I hear. I don't know. It's a good kasha. Yeah. I don't know. It's a good corona sugi though. Maybe work on a shtickle Torah on this.
With a double tiyufta too.
Right, that's true. Yeah, they want to show you very adamant. Yeah, yeah. It's interesting, right? Anytime
Guys, if we were in yeshiva, you could spend the whole first Seder on this.
Aaron Kaplan said like a true balabas.
By the way, there's a very good trivia. There's a very good trivia question in this Gemara.
Yeah, what's that?
Who's the most often mentioned woman in Tanakh?
Nachash?
You gonna say it's Abigail?
No. Truya.
Why? Because every time it said it, they said Achas Truya?
No, every time it says Yaya ben Truya.
Oh, okay. I hear. Good point. Good point. Very good. Okay, weiter. Omer of Shulban Achmeni Omer of Yonason. Kala, now we go through, for the rest of the parak, it's, for the most part, the rest of the parak is going to go through every negative story that happened in Klal Yisrael, and we're going to say that they didn't, what seems like took place did not take place. So if you're a cynic, forget about it. This Gemara is not for you. Okay? So, Amar Rav Shmuel bar Nachmani, Amar Rav Yonason. Kol ha'im Reuven chata. Anybody who says that Reuven did a chet, right, with the switching the beds, eino ela toya, meaning because it sounds like that maybe he slept with his father's wife, his stepmother, right? But that's not what it was. Eino ela toya. So if you think that, you're making a mistake. Shenemar v'yu b'nei Yaakov shneim asar. The sons of Yaakov were 12. Malamet shekulan shkulam kecha. That teaches you that they were all equal. So if Reuven would have done this, he would not be on the same level as the other shvatim. Elamani mekayim v'yishkav es bilha pilegesh aviv. What do you do with the pasuk that says he slept with bilha, the pilegesh of his father? Malamet shebilbil matzoy shel aviv. So it learns out that he all he did was mix up the beds of his father. And the pasuk says it's as if he slept with her. Tani Rav Shimon Lazar Aimer Mutzel Isaac Tzadik Mi Isaac Avain Veloiba Masas Eliyadai. Right?
So why is the pasuk regarding it like that if he didn't do an aveira?
Let's see about it because the Gemara is going to say more. Right? So Mutzel Isaac Tzadik, that Tzadik was saved by Isaac Avain from that aveira of sleeping with a stepmother. Veloiba Masas Eliyadai, and it didn't come to his hands because Efsha Asid Zari Lamed El Har Evel. Is it possible that his how do you call it? Ancestors, his how was the word? Way back, his future generation. No, there's a better word than that.
Progeny.
Oh, that's a good word. I wasn't thinking that word. That's above my head. I don't know. For something, no?
Descendants.
Okay, that's a better word. Right? Right? By the curses, right? By Harevel. And they say, cursed is somebody who sleeps with the wife of his father. And this chet will come to his hand, meaning Reuven, it's not possible. He was looking to defend the right, not really the rights, but the embarrassment of his mother. Amar im achais imi haisatzara leimi. Really, my mother was supposed to be. There's a sister who's infringing on my mother's rights, and shivcha achaisimi tehei tzar leimi. Should the shivcha of my mother's sister, also infringe? So Amar bilbalas matzah. So then that's why he mixed up the beds. He took it away because he was trying to defend his mother. Others say shtei matzah is bilbal. He messed up two beds. Achas shashchina v'achas shal aviv. One was the bed of the Shekhinah, one was his father. Yitzui is a Lashon Rabbim, it's plural, right? He was Machal the beds. Then the Rashi says, because Yaakov had 4 wives, how did he know which wife to go to on any particular night? So he set up a bed for the Shekhinah, and whichever the Shekhinah told him to do, that's what...
it was a separate bed or was his bed?
What?
It was a separate bed or the Shekhinah was on his bed?
It sounds like it's 2 different beds from this Gemara. No? Doesn't it sound like 2 different beds?
It sounds like 8 beds.
Well, yeah, okay, that's true, right? That's even more than. But each one has 2 beds.
In each oil.
But then why would he have to switch the beds? Sounds like the bed. I don't know. I guess if he sees the Shekhinah, he might as well. The Shekhinah could take a bed along with it, right? I hate to make it like that, but I'm just saying. I'm saying it's like I don't know if it means that this bed he schlepped the bed every night, but clearly he messed around with 2 different beds. So I don't know. Yeah.
It says that he saw. Rashi says he saw the Shechina.
Right, and that's how he knew which tent to go to.
So where did he see the Shechina? Maybe on his bed.
No, so I guess right. So the Shechina must have been that night in one, and then Reuven came and moved the bed.
His bed. He moved his bed.
Yaakov's. He moved Yaakov's bed that went with the Shechina to Bilha, and then he moved it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he moved Bilha's bed. Sounds like Yaakov had a bed in Rashi. It sounds like Yaakov had a bed in every tent.
He did. He did. He did. But then how did he know which one to go to? So there was another bed for the Shechina or something like that.
No, I don't
think
it's
switched
another
Right,
bed.
so Reuven went and moved that bed. Yeah.
Not the Shechina's bed.
There were three beds in each aisle.
What?
Right? There were 3 beds in each aisle.
Yeah. No, what do you mean? He did have.
No. There was one for Yaakov and one for Bilha. One for Yaakov, one for Zilpah. One for Yaakov, one for Leah.
Right, so there was separate beds. Right. Yeah.
And when he saw on top of his bed the Shechina, he knew where to go.
Correct. So then what's the lashon of Rashi saying the Gemara saying Oski Lalta Yitzui Allah. Yitzui is a lashon Rabin, right? So he moved the beds, right? That's what the Gemara says. Shtei matzah is bilbul, acha shel Shechina v'acha shel Aviv. He moved 2 beds. He moved the Shechina's bed and he moved his father's bed. So then it sounds like there wasn't separate beds.
Does bilbil automatically mean moved?
Bilbul means to mix up, no?
Confused. No?
Confused. Yeah.
So all he needed to do was move the one bed of the wife, and the Shechina would stay there on that bed. The whole Parsha's confused. Now the Shechina's kaviyachal in the wrong tent because the wrong bed is there.
1 second. Where's the Rashi?
On the top.
On the top, right.
I understand that.
Right. So it seems like there was a bed for the Shechina in each tent. There was a bed for the Shechina, not for Yaakov. There was a bed for the Shechina in each tent, right? And then Yaakov would go there. So then what he did was he mixed it up, right? That's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Right. So now that we already established and we said that that Reuven did nothing wrong, now the Gemara brings a Machlokes Tanoim that there are Tanoim that hold that he did do it. Right? Ketanoi, it's a Machlokes Tanoim and this is interesting. Pachas kamayim al toisar. Right? Pachas like water al toisar. You shouldn't have more of. Right? That's the pasuk by in the Birchas Yaakov, right? So Rebbe Lezer Omer, what is pachas? Pazasa, chavsa, and zalsa. It stands for pachas stands for pazasa. You went fast. Chavsa is you chayiv, and zalta from the word zol that you made it. You what do you call it? You belittle. You made it cheap. Rebbe Yeshua Omer pasata al das. You right. Pasata is you stepped on it. On das is the halacha. Chata you made an aveira. Zanisa and you were mezana. Galil Omer it stands for something else. Pilalta you davened. Chalta you same that we said before. It was you tried to make it chal and zarcha tfilascha and your tefillah went up, right? That you didn't want to be over on the aveira. Rabbi Galil says we still need what the Maidai say. Rabbi Lazar HaMaidai, Aimer HaFoiches HaTeva V'Darsha. Turn around the word Pachaz and darshan it the other way around, right? Ziyasata is you shook. Here Tata is you held back. And Parcha Chet Mimcha, the Chet went away from you. Okay? Rabbi Amar Rami Rabbi Yirmei Abba Pachaz, what's Pachaz? Is Zacharta Einshe Shel Davar, you remember the punishment that would be Chelisa Atzvacha Chayli Gadol, you made yourself very sick, Hirashta Melachatay, and you separated from doing a chet. So clearly we have here a Machlokes Tanoim whether Reuven actually slept with bilha or not. And the Gemara clearly, it's interesting that the Gemara chooses to say first that he did not do the aveira, and then it brings a Machlokes Tanaim whether he did it or not. So clearly the Gemara is coming out that he did not do it. Right?
So Yaakov,
yeah.
Is there? I mean, are they? Is it Stam? They're wondering whether any. I mean, we know that in the Torah there are other shvatim that did aveiros officially. I mean, Yehuda, it says by Yerid Yehuda, right? So I'm saying
but that wasn't
like,
that's true, but it's nothing like this. Sleeping with your father's
Shimon,
wife.
I mean, Yaakov gave Techacha to Shimon and Levi.
That's true, but there's aveiras, and then there's this. This is a major aveira. Right? I'm saying Yehuda, so what? So it was a designer. Okay, shine. Not like Ashes. This was Ashes Ish and Ashes Aviv. I mean, there's a million, not a million. But
what about light?
Yeah, but we're not. Who cares about light?
I'm saying no. It's the same. It's not the same level.
You're not going to say light is the shvatim.
Okay.
I think no. Now the Gemara continues and goes, all right, let's do a few more minutes. Yeah, Reuven b'nei Eli, right? It says Reuven b'nei Eli b'nei Shmuel David Shlomo Yoash Simon. Right, that's a simon for all the things that are going to be coming up. Yeah, Amar of Shmuel Rachmani Amar of Yonasan. Kol Amar b'nei Eli chatu ena elatoya. Whoever says that Eli's sons did a chet, that's also a mistake. Shenem Risham Shnei b'nei Eli. There were two sons of Eli, Chafni and Pinchas, Kayanim Lashem. There was Chafni and Pinchas, and they were Kayanim to Hashem. So they wouldn't have called him Kayanim to Hashem if they did something wrong. Okay, so Savala Karav, Damar Pinchas, Loi Chata, that right? Damar Rav. Rav says Pinchas Loi Chata. Pinchas did not do a chet. Makish Chafni to Pinchas, because we make a hekesh from Chafni to Pinchas. Ma Pinchas Loi Chata, Av Chafni Loi Chata. Right? Just like Pinchas didn't do a chet, so Chafni didn't either. Meaning the whole issue here is about really we're going to see in the Gemara that really the whole issue is about Chafni, about Pinchas, right? Because Chafni seems like he did it, right? But it says Lamaisa they slept with the women. So what it means is that they delayed them bringing their carbon after they had a baby, right? You have to bring a kansipor after you have a baby, so they delayed it. So and so since they delayed it, so the pasuk made it as if they're the ones that slept with them, meaning because what they did, right, is and Rashi says it that they held off. They wanted to milk everything they want to milk everybody for money and show that they're in charge. So they delayed people from bringing their karbonos. So Mela, these ladies had to stay around another night, and so they were prevented from being their husbands for an extra night. So therefore, the pasuk calls it as if they slept with the women, even though they really didn't. Yeah. So Gufa Amar Rav. Rav said Pinchas leichata. Pinchas didn't do a chet. Shenemar v'achiyah ben achito v'achi Chaved ben Pinchas ben Eli Kohen Hashem. Right, so the pasuk is going through the yichus of Achia, and it says that his father was Pinchas, or grandfather was father was Pinchas, right? And if you're telling me that somebody like that did a chet of being mezana with Eshes Ish, and the pasuk would have said his yichus, right? It says Hashem is gonna cut off anybody who does these things from Oleh Yaakov, right? And therefore he's going to be cut off. So how would they ever call him this name? Yeah. Now why would they ever call him his son with his yichus if he did bad things? So must be he didn't do. Yeah. In Yisrael if Yisrael, right, is a he's not going to have he's not going to have a son who's a chacham, and he's not going to have anybody to answer by amongst the talmidim. And if he's a kain, meaning if it's Yisrael, he's not going to have anybody that's a talmid chacham. Magish mincha, and he's not going to have a son who's going to bring the carbon mincha, right? So it must be that Pinchas didn't do a chet. But the Gemara says, it says that they were lying with the women. So we say Yishkaven Ksiv. It says he, which a Lashon Yochid, right? So it was not Pinchas, it was Chofni. Boksiv al bonai loy toiva hashmua, but it was not good. The rumors that were out there were not good. It doesn't say bonai; it's rewritten as beni, so just a son. Boksiv mavirim, right? But it says you're causing people to do aveiros. Ravuna brother Yeshua maviram ksiv. It's also lashon yochid. I don't know why the Gemara keeps asking the same question. It seems to be the same answer. Boksiv b'nei bilial. It says they're sons of bilial means bad people. Getting back to this whole thing that the whole yeshaya was saying on Amud Aleph, which is that he should have made a macha on his brother, and he didn't. So therefore, the pasuk makes it as if he did a chet. Okay, I guess it's late, so we shall stop here. All right, so we got another Amud. So 6:30 tomorrow, Be'ez Hashem. That was the Maskonas Advarim.
I'm lost here. I thought we said that Chofni didn't do it.
What?
I thought we said that we're makish Chofni to Pinchas. That just like Pinchas didn't do it, Chofni didn't do it.
Right. So, but now we're bringing it to if it's a different. What do you call it? No. What is it? Call aveira.
So Sarah Kara, Damarav, Pinchas like Chofni, makish Chofni to Pinchas, my Pinchas like Chofni to Pinchas.
Yeah, so that's a different shita.
I mean, that's a Shmuel Bar Nachmani. That's not who holds like Rav, and then he's also makish Chofni to Pinchas. But Rav himself holds that about that Chofni did.
Correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, fellows. I hope it wasn't too dry tonight, but okay, at least we got some Chol Gemaras in. And all right, have a good night. And tomorrow 6:30, Be'ez Hashem.
Good night. Thank you. Have a good night.
All right.
Parrots.